Yes, what is up everyone? So I didn't say this in the previous video because I was so focused on previewing the Premier League season, but I wanted to say that I missed all of your beautiful faces during my short break away, and I know you missed mine because look at this face! How could you not? Right? Anyway, let's get into it. It's the very curious news from around the globe, but mainly England with the basic Very curious news item number 1. So does Paul Pogba want out of Manchester United or what? And if so, then I say move him. Because even though manager Jose Mourinho continues to bring this situation upon himself, and most recently with his criticism of Pogba after the World Cup, saying that that competition is built for players like Pogba because it's a contained 30 days long, intense competition which helped Pogba stay focused and play at a high level throughout, whereas in a normal 10-month season, he doesn't bring his best all the time because he loses concentration due to the distractions off the field, which may be very true, but does Mourinho have to say all of this publicly? Can he just say this to his face and save all of this drama? Or maybe he does and it still doesn't have the desired effect. Either way, you now have an unhappy player, which I get. I would be unhappy too if I was Paul Pogba, because all I would want after winning the World Cup is to relax and chill out and celebrate what a huge accomplishment that is for any player, but instead the French midfielder has to deal with a cranky old man of a manager calling him out for not being consistent enough at the club level. Which would get me thinking, F me, can't this guy get off my back for one goddamn minute? Which actually reminds me of the time when I won the MLS Defender of the Year award, and right after it got announced, the first thing that my coach told me was that I only deserved it for 60% of the year. And then he gave our Team Defender of the Year award to another player. I was the best defender in the league, but not the best on my own team. And I was like, what the? That defies logic. So I was upset naturally because I busted my ass for him and for the team, and he couldn't even bring himself to say congratulations, just to criticize me. So I went home embarrassed and sad instead of being proud for being acknowledged for my hard work. So I have personal experience of dealing with a manager who thinks criticism is the best way to motivate. But personally, I think it's bullshit because praise in moderation, and of course only if it's earned, is okay too. Anyway, back to this situation. If Pogba is upset and Anthony Martial too, then why let their negativity infiltrate the team at this point? Let them go. Get good money from their transfers and buy some other guys that are going to buy into the system, because no joke, if United are going to truly compete for the title this season, then they cannot drop any points, especially to teams that they should beat. And if they have a splintered or over-emotional team, that's what's going to happen. Like my Newcastle right now, whose players aren't doing media interviews or whatever because of bonus structure issues and not being paid. And I mean, what a disaster! And that is going to impact the team on the field. And actually, I don't even want to talk about it because it gets me so fired up. Mike Ashley out, that guy's a goddamn. So anyway, sell Pogba and Martial. Go get 2 stud center backs like Koulibaly, and I don't care if he signed a new deal with Napoli. Go get him anyway. You guys are Manchester United. You print money. And Toby Alderweireld from Spurs, and lock down an area of the field that hasn't been locked down with shutdown center backs at the club since Rio Ferdinand and Nemanja Vidic, which, by the way, is the last time they had any long-term success. I'm just saying. Or just fire Mourinho and bring in a manager that's going to make Pogba happy. These are your 2 options in my mind, because the third option of having a situation like this hang over the team for the full season sucks. It sucks. And I'm not even a United fan. I just sucks. Nobody wants that. Very curious news, Adam. Number 2. Hey, Thibaut Courtois. Chelsea doesn't give a about what you want, because they signed Athletic Bilbao's 23-year-old goalkeeper Kepa Arrizabalaga instead for 80 million euros, which is a transfer record for a goalkeeper. So you cannot show up to training to force whatever move that you want, big man, because they're already moving on without you. In fact, if they really wanted to with you, they could not sell you and make you the number 2. But that would take me back to what I said previously about Paul Pogba and an unhappy locker room, which is the last thing that any manager would want to start a season, especially a new manager like Maurizio Sarri is. Anyway, I just thought it was funny that Chelsea gave Courtois the biggest middle finger when he tried to start throwing his weight around, which proves that no one player is bigger than any club. Also, with all this now going down and Courtois getting the move that he wanted and going to Real Madrid, I feel for Madrid's current number 1 Keylor Navas, because the guy helped the club win the league 2 seasons ago for the first time in forever, and he helped them make history by winning 3 straight Champions League titles, and he still doesn't get any respect. Very curious news, Adam. Number 3. Rafa Marquez wants to make Atlas the Barcelona of Mexico. That's right, one of the very few people who's ever played in 5 World Cups recently hung up his boots after an exceptional 22-year career minus his time with the New York Red Bulls. wasn't a big fan of that period of his career, to become president of Atlas and Liga MX, where he claimed he wanted to make the Mexican club like Barcelona. Now, first off, the club hasn't won a league title since 1951, so they're more like the Spurs of Mexico than Barcelona. Second, even though I appreciate and respect what Marquez wants to do and his belief in himself and the club he started and ended his career with, I always feel like it's the kiss of death when someone new comes in and starts promising the world what the club is now going to do now that they're in charge. I mean, it took many, many, many years for Barcelona to become the Barcelona we know now, so it'll be interesting to see if Marquez has the patience to stay in this position and see out his vision. Third, with this news though, I should personally thank Rafa for this because it's lit a fire in me to get more involved in developing the game in this country. So if I joined a club in any capacity, can I count on you guys to help support me and my new club? I will still make content, of course, because that's what I do, but I also want to be involved in helping the next generation be better than I ever was, so I hope you'll have my back if this happens. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on who should stay and who should go. Paul Pogba or Jose Mourinho? Is Chelsea making the right moves with this goalkeeper situation? And is Keylor Navas getting screwed? 100%. And do you think Rafa Marquez is setting unrealistic expectations? Probably. Also, previews and predictions is dropping a day earlier this season, so be on the lookout for that tomorrow. Later.